makes you happy? Have you thought of that? And this question, has it arise from you? What makes you happy? So, so we can think, so what is happiness? So, how we are dealing with the happiness and what is exactly happiness? So, whatever we are thinking, if you are getting something or if you are giving something, we feel some state of mind. Is that happiness? And so, whether it is related to happiness, and just do people make you happy? Sometimes we will think, if you are people are making you happy, you may think like that. So if the in the teenagers and all, if they are with the friends, if they are close friends, they are happy. So if we are with our children, we will be happy. And like that, if we are working with we are close colleagues, we will be happy. So do people make you happy? So exactly what makes you happiness? What is happiness and what makes you happy? So that is what we are searching. So do people, and whether your happiness is related to that people, a particular people. So if you are with that people, you are happy, otherwise you are unhappy. So is it like that? So whether the people, do people makes you happy? Can food make you happy? Another choice. Can food make you happy? So we all like good food, isn't it? So the food sometimes we will make it will make us happy also. So is that is the only thing make you happy, and that is the ultimate happiness for you? So if the can food make you happy? And what about the computers? So nowadays, in the pandemic situations, we are using computers and mobiles, and all the time, most of the time, we are using these computers and mobiles. So is that makes you happy? And we may think that without that, we can survive nowadays. At least in this situation, we are without computers or without this mobiles, so we cannot survive. We need computers and mobiles. So what about that computers? Is it make you happy? And is that is the way for happiness? So have you thought of that? As the question has arisen, and which makes you happy? And exactly what is happiness? Do people or can food, or what about the computers? So what is exactly happiness? And what is what we are searching for? Exactly, we have not thought of our happiness. Exactly, we are searching for happiness, but we haven't thought of the what is happiness. Exactly, how I will get happiness, and how I can lead a happy life, and how I can get a peaceful life. So that having thought of that. Can a computer or mobile make you happy? So in this pandemic situations, definitely we have to think of that. Can a computer or mobile make you happy? Because most of the time we are dealing with computers or mobiles. At least most of the in the we are working. So most of our messages, everything is coming in mobiles, and most of the our messages in the college or all the notices, everything is coming in the mobile. So without that, every time we have to search for mobiles. And what about the messages? What about, is there a mail is coming, or what about the messages? Everything is we have to search. So we are actually addicted to this computers or mobile. So is it, even though addiction is there, and without that we cannot survive. So definitely we know without computers or mobile nowadays we cannot survive. So whether it makes you happy, so that we have to think. And whether the mobile or computer, without that we cannot survive, definitely. But whether it makes you happy, and whether it leads to a happy life. So we have to think of that, whether a computer or a mobile, because in this pandemic situations, that is a very important question that we have to ask ourselves, and whether a computer or a mobile makes you happy. So this is a definitely a question we have to ask for. So we can think, and what is happiness? exactly what all things we think and whether that is happy, it will lead to happiness, it will makes us happy. So we will do something and it will last for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and it will go, and again we will do another thing, our mind will search for another thing, and it will, and after sometimes that happiness loses, another situation or another events comes, that happiness loses. So exactly what is happiness and what we are all thinking about happiness. And happiness is defined as it is a state of well being characterized by emotions. And it is ranging from contentment to intense joy. So that is actually a definition given by the scientists. It is a state of being characterized by emotions ranging from contentment to intense joy. So if there is a contentment is there, exactly that is some type of happiness, and it is a joy or intense joy, and that is also a happiness, and that is that emotions, that peace of mind, contentment to intense joy, and that peace, and that is characterized as happiness. So sometimes something we will get, we feel that that emotions contentment, and some after some time it loses, and another event comes again, it comes and it loses. So it is depends on the person or the situations and the events, and like that it will change. And exactly the happiness is, it is the emotion actually we feel, we all actually experience that emotions and contentment to intense joy, we all already experience, and we want to experience, because of that already we have experience. So because of that reason, again we need that. So we are searching for happiness, we are looking for happiness. So that is what we are doing, whatever we do, that is for happiness only. Do people make you happy? That is very important question. So actually we will think that person is responsible for my happiness, or that is that person is responsible for my nature, everything we will curse, or we will depends on the other person. So always we will do like that, because of that person I became happy, or because of the other person I became sad. So we will make that conclusion that that person is responsible for that. Is it exactly the same? And whether our perception is right or wrong, do people make you happy? Exactly what happiness, that intense joy, can you have you experienced with the people? So do people make you happy? So the the birth of your first child, definitely we will be happy actually. So the birth of our your first child, definitely. So the externally we can feel people are making us happy, so we feel as the birth of the first child, definitely we will be happy. So we will think, we may think, and people are making happy. Just the thought of someone special put a smile on your face, definitely. So if you are sad also, if you are in a good, not at all in a good situation, still if you just the thought of someone special, so that comes, there is a smile on your face, and some happiness, some contentment, some joy so arises, the thought of someone very special, very loved one, and that makes you a smile on your face. So the happiness means definitely there will be a smile on your face, um, an unconditional smile, whatever be the situations. And if your mind is happy, you can say that there is a smile on your face. Chatting with your best friend, definitely. So in our age and all, if the one old friend and suddenly telephone to you, so what is your reaction? So definitely we will be very happy. So today morning I got a call from my MTech friend. So after some 20-30 years he is calling. So I was very happy to hear his sound, and he's asking about me, my family. So chatting with the best friend, chatting with the old friends. So that will make you happy. Definitely it will make you happy. Watching a funny movie, definitely, isn't it? A funny movie. So many times we have seen the funny movies. Again we want to see that funny movie, and some part and all, actually we will think actually it is by heart only, still we will see that movie, the funny movie, and we will laugh. And watching a funny movie, that also makes you happy, and we feel that happiness, that intense joy, or the emotions ranging from contentment to intense joy, we feel that. So some people are making us happy. Now we can think, can food make you happy? So just I asked, what all things make you happy? So I told already what is happiness, and people are making us happy. Some situations, in some cases, and some people are making us happy, and some situations also will make us happy. Now we can think another point, that is, can food make you happy? Exactly. That is what we are. Whether we are searching for that only, can food make you happy? Definitely, the food also. If we are getting a good food, we feel that emotion, contentment, and we feel that emotions, joy. Definitely, you might have felt that, isn't it? So, what are the foods that make you happy? Have you thought of that? If you are getting some particular food, so whether you are happy with that, only whether that happiness lasts for you. So, 1 day, 2 days, or many days, is it lasting? Or only for 5-10 minutes, is it lasting? And what are the foods that make you happy? Definitely, some foods are making you happy. Ice cream, cake, pizza, chips. So whatever you like. So if you are getting that, definitely you will enjoy. At least at the time of having that food. So you will enjoy it. So it will makes you happy. Definitely there is a smile, there is a contentment, there is a feeling of contentment or joy you may feel. So it will make you happy. Some food make you happy. Definitely. I was once told you can cure almost anything with food, right or wrong? If you are getting food, you can almost cure everything. So if you are not at all a good relation with a friend, and the friend is taking you to outside and having some good food and good talking, and everything will be cured. So is it good? Is it right or wrong? So you can cure almost anything with food, anything with that good food. So is it right or wrong? Have you thought of that? So you have to think. So when we are happy, we eat. When we are sad, then also some people, they will eat more. When we are happy, we will eat more. So because we are very happy, we are excited. So we eat more. And it is a good food means definitely we will eat more. So when we are sad, some people are like that also. So when they are sad, they eat more. So when a child cry, we give them a sucker or a popsicle. So definitely, have you seen that? When a child cries, we'll give one ice cream. So they will stop crying. So can you cure almost anything with food? At least in the childhood. And for a child, it is okay. It is right. Sometimes for elderly people, maybe it is wrong. So we cannot, it cannot cure almost anything with food if you are old, but definitely for a child. And if they are very sad, we will give an ice cream, and they will be very happy, and without any conditions, they will give, they feel that contentment or the joy they are feeling. Have you seen that? Have you observed that? The behavior of the child? So they will be very happy. We are all, isn't it? And that is seeing that child, we will be very happy. Seeing that child, the smile, that laugh. So that itself brings a happiness. There is a smile on our face, isn't it? We all live with the objective of being happy. So that is the thing. So, what is happiness? It is an emotion ranging from intense joy, emotions ranging from contentment to intense joy. And we all live the objective of being happy. But our lives are all different. Our lives are all different, but yet the same. We are all the same. We are looking for happiness. We are looking for the objective of happiness. And only one objective we all have. Even though you are working, even though you are not working, we all have the same objective of be happy. Whatever you do, and that is for happiness. That is for contentment. So that is the thing. So even though you look same, you look different, your behavior may be different, your voices are different, and everything will be different, but yet you are the same. Everybody is same, because we are all in the same direction. All people are in the same direction. We are all looking for the same objective, is being happy. Now, people spend a lifetime searching for happiness. Definitely, isn't it? So when you ask for a school-going child, so just you ask school-going child in the 10th standard student, so whether you are happy, so definitely he will tell, I am not at all happy because I have to study a lot, and parents are actually asking me to study all the time. So I am not at all happy. I want to play with my friends. So whenever the 10th exams are over, I will be happy. Definitely he will tell. So when the 10th exams are over, you ask him whether he is happy. So definitely he will tell. So results he has to come, and he has to get a good marks, and he has to join and in the 11th standard with his whatever his wishes, and then only he will be happy. So you just ask him whether after joining 11th or 12th standard, whether he is happy. He will tell, no, I am not at all happy. Now I have to study a lot. So now a lot of things are to study. Now entrance coaching is there. Every time I am very busy. I am not at all happy. So whenever everything is, this burden is over, then I will be happy. Definitely he will tell. So whenever you just ask him after the 12th exams, when the entrance are over and he got a good marks also, you ask him whether you are happy. So he will tell, no, I am not at all happy. I have to get an admission in some college. I have to get an admission. So in a good college, then only I will be happy. So after getting admission in the college, we all teachers know what about the condition of happiness, isn't it? After getting admission in the college, definitely you just any student, whether you are happy, because all we are searching for the same objective of happiness. So whether you are happy, so definitely they will tell, I am not at all happy, I am not fully happy, but after this 4 years, I have to get a job, then only I will get full happiness. So after getting, we are all teachers, after getting happiness, so we are all teachers. So we can ask ourselves, and you can ask your colleagues whether you are happy, whether you are experiencing the full happiness. No, you will tell, no, I am not fully happy. I have to do so much work, and my children, and I have to look after my children. So much work is there. School days are much better than this time. School days, I was so happy. I have to see only my case. Now I have to see, I have to look after my parents and my child and many things. I have to work and so many work I have to do. I'm not at it. When all these burdens are over, then I will be happy. That means we are actually postponing our happiness. Have you thought of that? Always, always you are postponing your happiness. You have to understand that you actually we are doing that, but you are not aware of that. And people spend a lifetime searching for happiness, looking for peace. They chase idle dreams, addictions, religions, even other people, hoping to fill the emptiness. Can you hear me? Just I wanted the hair supply lost. So can
Yes,
you
ma'am.
hear? Okay, you can hear. Okay. So looking for peace. They chase idle dreams, addictions, religions, and even other people, hoping to fill the emptiness that plagues them. The irony is that only place they ever needed to search was within. That we will lose. That is the sad thing. Actually, we are searching for a lifetime. We are searching for happiness. We are doing things, doing many things, looking for peace. Some we are joining. Some people marry for happiness. Some people divorce for happiness. Some people go for picnic for happiness. Different places for happiness. Some people will not go anywhere just for sitting. Just they sit quietly for happiness. Addictions, dreams, religions, and other people hoping to fill the emptiness. But they ever needed to search was within. And if we are search within, exactly we feel what happiness, what makes you happy, exactly what is happiness. Whether the things, food, people, the situations makes us happy, whether it is related to that, whether that only makes us happy, that is the ultimate happiness. So if we are searching in within ourselves, then we can feel the happiness. We are whatever we are searching. Enjoy life. That is art of living. Living. You enjoy that life. Keys to increase happiness. And happiness doesn't come easy. Definitely. Now we are depending on people, situations, and some food or something, some materials. We are depending on happiness. But it will not come easy. And you can see positive and negative emotions. And negative emotions, say fear, anger, despair, are the for survival. When you are getting angry, have you thought of that? Sometimes you will get angry with your student. So you want perfection. You want perfection. And if you see some imperfection in that, you are angry with that. That's all. You don't like it. So that is a negative emotion. That is for survival. And there is positive emotions. Curiosity, delight, interest, joy are for growth. So if we can develop that positive emotions, curiosity. So with the curiosity, you can study different things. You can ask your friends. You can study in the new things. I know one of my teacher in the 85 years now, 85, still studying new things. You teach me in that computer, you teach me that thing, this thing. She used to call me. That is for curiosity. That is a positive emotion. In this age, in the 85th year also, she is ready to study. She is curious about that. What is happening? Can you tell me how to operate Zoom? Can you tell me how to operate Google Meet? She is asking me. And with the delight and joy. Have you seen that the things you want to enjoy are you are loving that? So if you want to do some work, so if you love that work, then definitely you like to do that, isn't it? So with the delight or with the joy, you will work that. If you have that interest in that work, so in our daily life also, in the college or the workplace also. So if you want to work more, so sometimes HOD or somebody will insist you to work. Sometimes we will feel, oh, I'm fed up with that. Sometimes we will get that negative emotions, that anger, despair, everything will come. But if you love to do, so if you want to move, have you seen that if you are moving, if you are seeing a movie, have you get bored? No, never. So we will see the movie. We are not not at all bored because we love to do that. We like to do that. So any work with a curiosity, with a delight, with interest, with a joy, and that is becoming an exactly it is a that is for growth. That is for our growth. So positive emotions so makes you to grow more and more. So definitely you can say that whenever some people are growing more and more, so definitely they will have that capacity, curiosity, delight, joy, everything will be there. So then only that is for growth. So now I'm asking you, what is happiness? So the first question was, what is happiness and what makes you happy? Now again asking you, after hearing all these things, again I am asking you the same question, what is happiness and what determines happiness? Now I change the question. So before I asked you what makes you happy, now I changed what determines happiness. And what can we do to be more happier? To be happy always? To keep a smile on your face? What we can do for that? So definitely you can say that in your workplace and or in your home or while traveling everywhere, if you see a happy face, you are getting relaxed. If you see a tensed face or an angry face, you are not at all relaxed. So you will lose that peace of mind. Even though you have some little bit peace of mind, that also will lose. So definitely we like to see a happy face, a smiling face, and we like to see happier people. So we want to be happy. The first thing we can do and is we can correct ourselves. We want to be happy. What we can do to be more happier? Another question. Not that you are a billionaire. Are you happy? And you have so much money. You can buy anything. Whatever your wish, it will be fulfilled with the money. So are you happy with that? If you are a billionaire, you have to ask rich people. So the studies are telling they are not at all happy. They are always tensed and they have no peace of mind. Anyone who believes money makes you happy doesn't have money. So those who don't have money, they will think that money makes you happy. They will think that money makes you happy, and that is simply Simply it is they are thinking that money makes you happy. It is not like that. It will not give any peace of mind. So whenever you have money, you want more. Again, if you are getting more money, again, still your wishes are, your mind will be changing like that. Your mind will be going for the next thing. That's all. That is the nature of the mind. So money makes you happy. Another point, human as poor forecasters. So we will think, we will plan for the future. We will think that person will behave like this and this person has to behave. The workplace also, this person has to behave like this. We will think like that. We will forecast that. But the scientists are telling, the studies are telling, human are poor forecasters. We are very poor at predicting what will make us happy. We will think that person, that situations, that event will makes you happy. Money will makes you happy. But the studies are telling we are very poor at predicting what makes us happy. Exactly happy. Exactly happiness, inner joy, inner contentment, contentment to inner joy, which is lasting, which keeps you a smile on your face throughout the day, 24 hours. Events have a small impact on happiness that doesn't last long. Definitely events have. Some people scold you. Definitely there is some reaction on your face or mind. Definitely it will come to our mind and there will be some reaction for that event. But exactly if you are very happy, we are relaxed, and if you have a peace of mind, then it will not last, doesn't last long. Again, we will try to be happy. So what is happiness? It is not connected to the events. People who suffer tragedy or trauma recover more quickly than they expect. Sometimes it happens like that. Studies are telling like that. If you have a positive attitude, if you have a positive mind, if you have a peace of mind, then they recover more quickly than expect. That is the studies. Good things don't make us feel good as much as we expect. Expectation reduces joy. We will expect more. Suppose you want a big car and you are expecting, that is that if you are getting a big car, you will be very happy and you can go somewhere with a family full. But if you are getting that car, then after some time you are fed up with that. So the good things will not make us feel as much as we expect. Expectation reduces joy. So normally our human mind is like that. We expect more. So keep in mind, expectation reduces joy. So what is our life now? So we are all have the same objective of to be happy. So whether it is a happy life, whatever, exactly what we need, whether it is a happy life or another point is meaningful life. That is our perception. That is what we have to look into. Whether we are looking for a happy life or a meaningful life. So there is a equation is telling happy life is taking. So if you are getting a good dress, you are happy. If you are getting a good dress, if you are getting a promotion, If you are getting more salary rise, definitely you are happy. Taking, it is taking. More money matters, or things, materials, if you are taking. So you will be happy. That is also a happy life. Another point is, another perception is meaningful life. So meaningful life means it comes a meaning for that particular life. That is giving. There is a joy in giving. At least some of you have experienced that joy in giving. If the student is coming to you and he doesn't understand that portion properly, and if you teach them properly, and he has got so much satisfied with that, without any reward, without any, at least no thanks also we are not required. If you're giving such a favor to that student, definitely that his contentment, that student's contentment, or that joy, sometimes something, it comes to our mind also. That is meaningful life. If you are giving good food to a person who is very hungry, definitely you can feel that situations, isn't it? If he is very hungry and you are giving your food, it's a kind activity. So that is a meaningful life. That is giving. Meaningful life is giving, and happy life is taking. Just understand that, keep in mind. In a meaningful life, you use your highest strength and talents to belong to and serve something that is larger than the self. We will break our comfort zone sometimes in a meaningful life. Normally, we like to follow our comfort zone. We like that. We doesn't want to go outside this comfort zone. We will not get that responsibility, will not take that responsibility. But in a meaningful life, you use the highest strength. You will break that comfort zone and you will go for that. And talents to belong to and serve something that is larger than the self. It does not belong to me and my family. It is something higher than that, to the society, to the people around. That is meaningful life. Giving to the society, giving to others, wherever you are working and whatever you are facing. Be kind. That is a meaningful life. Sometimes you may also have more worry, anxiety, and stress because you are invested in something bigger than yourself. Sometimes it will happen, but it will not last long. But you may feel sometimes. But serving others unconditionally, that is give a contentment or an intense joy within you without any reward. That is also happiness. So, what can we change? So the studies are telling where is the change taking place? How much we can change? Suppose you want to change the perception, how much we can change? This telling genetics 50%. So there is no change in that. And circumstances, we don't have any control over that. It is only 10%. But under our control, there is some portion is there. Within us, there is some portion is there, 40%, where there we can change our perceptions. So under that 40%, we can change. Positive psychology has identified at least 14 interventions that raise happiness persistently. These are the results of the study. So there is a tip to improve the happiness. This is taken from doctor's tip. 5 random acts of kindness per week. If you are doing some kind activity, unconditionally you have to do. You don't expect anything in return. If you are doing unconditional random activities, kindness activities, there is a happiness or an intense joy is coming within us. And another is connect with others. That is very important. Actually, we are all connected. We are all connected. We have that love within us. We are all made up of love. And we are all connected also. That belongingness is already there. Sometimes you may not feel that. That's all. In some situations, you may feel that. Some situations, you may not feel that. That belongingness. Suppose your neighbor in Thrissur. So every day you are seeing in the bus stop. So you may not feel anything. That belongingness you may not feel. But if you see him in Delhi airport, so immediately we will go to him. And why you are here? We will ask him. We feel that belongingness. We feel he's from our place and he's our friend, our close. That closeness will be feel. So we are already connected, or we have that feeling. We are already connected. But in some situations, and because of some reasons, we may not feel that. That's all. So connect with others. Discover your strength and put energy into increasing strength to improve happiness. Or discover your strength. Where is your strength? If you can identify, then you can improve, you can move in that direction. Put energy into increasing strength. Now, build and maintain better relationships. That is very important. Nowadays, all are closed within ourselves. Don't have time to talk to anybody. You don't want to maintain relation because always you are in the computer or mobiles. And build and maintain better relationships. Say good morning to your colleague whenever you see him in the morning. Say good morning. It's a big relaxation for him also. For us also, we'll get a good relationship, a warm relationship. How are you? There is a just you are asking, how are you? Are you fine? So build and maintain good relationships, better relationships. Build on your strength. That is for improving your happiness. So if you can identify that strength, you can move in that direction. Now, the health improves happiness. So our health, that is very important point. If you are not at all healthy, and definitely you will be unhappy. That joy, that contentment will not come within us. So health improves happiness. How to improve the health? So different methods are there. Meditation, live in the present moment, and good sleep. Everything will improve health. Definitely, there is many other reasons are there. Many external constraints are available for improving health. So this also will improve health. Meditation, live in the present moment. And always we are questioning our present moment. We will think of the past or future always. Our mind is like that. Our mind is oscillating all the time. Sometimes we'll think of the past incidents, past cases, whatever he told, everything we will remember. And sometimes we are angry with that. We are frustrated with that. And with that frustration, we'll tell something to the students in the present moment. So actually we are living in the past and talking in the present moment. That is what is happening. Sometimes we'll think about the future. We are anxious about the future. And we are talking in the present moment. We are doing things in the present moment. And with the in the mind, always we are anxious. Because actually we are living in the future and then we are talking in the present moment. So that contradictory nature of the mind. In our mind, we are living in the past and now we are living in the present. So because of that, there is a tension, the stress arises. Because of that oscillating mind, the stress arises. So always you have seen that stress, oscillating mind. Wherever your body is there, there should be the mind. But our mind is always walking here and there. If you are in the office, your mind will be at the home, somewhere else, not in that place. So live in the present moment. If you are moving in that present moment, talking in that present moment, then that also lead to happiness and good sleep. So definitely it will make you happy. If you have good sleep, definitely it will. That is the studies, the results of the studies. Good sleep, definitely it will. So all these things, so that is lead to art of living. That is why art of living is 4. To make you understand that what is happiness, how to improve the happiness, how to improve the living, how to change your perception, how to handle with the situations. In any situations, the situations will not change. It will be like this only. But how to handle it with a peaceful mind, with a calm mind. That is the art of living. And how to live in the present moment. Always our mind is oscillating. So how to live in this moment? How to respond with this in this moment? Always, sometimes, most of the cases, so we will react only. So the situation becomes more worse. So how to respond? So that is art of living. So the art of living is more of a principle, a philosophy of living life to the fullest. How to live peacefully, how to keep a smile on your face to the full extent, how to be happy, how to feel that inner happiness. It is more a movement than an organization. Actually, it is an organization, but it is a movement. Its core value is to find peace within ourselves and to unite people in our society. So actually we are having that peace. So how to find the peace? So uniting people in our society of different cultures, traditions, nationality, and thus reminding us all that we have only one goal: to uplift human life everywhere. Just for uplifting human life. How to live peacefully, how to be happy, how to keep a smile on your face. That is art of living. How to live the living life to the fullest. That is art of living. And the motto is, we serve the society by strengthening the individual. So individually we are strengthening the individual. So it will come to it will reflect on the society. by strengthening body, mind, then again our intellect, our memory, everything is strengthened. Unless we have a stress-free mind, a violence-free society, we cannot achieve world peace. We should have a stress-free mind. We should have a violence-free society. Then it will reflect everywhere. So we should be happy and we should be peaceful. So that is the motto. And this is the founder, Sri Ravi Shankar, you might have heard of that. Is the inspiration for Art of Living, yoga, and now we are celebrating International Yoga Day and all. So it is under his guidance only. Now it is spread on 156 nations. It has spread. We will call it as Guruji. So many programs are available for this Art of Living. Highly effective self-development program, personality development programs are available. And tools that facilitate elimination of stress. Because in this stress, this low world, and many tools are available to facilitate the elimination of stress. That is for any age group. Tools that profound for inner peace, happiness, and well-being of the individuals. Many personality development programs. These programs include different breathing techniques. This is the main thing in the Art of Living courses. Breathing techniques, yoga, meditation, and practical wisdom for daily life. How to face the situation. And what is the nature of our mind? How to handle the mind. Peacefully, how to understand our mind. In some situations, if it is unavoidable situation, how to face it and without losing our balance. That is the practical wisdom for daily life. How to handle the situation. Situations will not change. People's attitude will not change. That we cannot change. They will behave like that only. Other people will behave like that only. The only thing we can do is we can change ourselves. We can change our perception. We can be happy. Suppose you have a hatred to some particular person. If you are think of that particular person, you are getting frustrated, irritated, you don't want to hear from him, isn't it? So some negative chemicals are producing in our body. Actually think of the other person. That person is moving very peacefully. Actually, the only problem for us only, if you are thinking of if you are hating some particular person, there is negative chemicals are producing in our body. So the problem is only for us. So improve ourselves, improve our perception, and increase our positive attitude. Think positively, behave positively, and how to do it. That is the thing. So if you want to move positively, think positively, and how to do it. That is difficult. So for that, you have to develop our body and mind. That is for breathing techniques, yoga, and meditation. These are the different programs. Many programs are available. In the breathing technique, a Sudarshana Kriya. Su means good. Darshan means that vision. And to get good vision, we are doing that breathing technique. That is the speciality of the Art of Living programs. Now we can see what is stress. Already I told how the stress is arising. So in the mind, we will think of that, and with the present moment, we are not living in the present moment. and there is some mismatch is coming. It is a wear and tear of our mind and body experience. And as we attempt to cope with our continually changing environment, our environment is changing all the time. And it is not with whatever we are expecting. We will expect something, we will plan something, but our environment is sometimes behave differently. So we will attempt to cope with the environment. Sometimes we will fail. Sometimes we cannot cope with the environment. So there is some mismatch is coming in the body and mind. That is called stress. There is a definition is coming. S is equal to P greater than R. Stress occurs when pressure is greater than the resources. Whenever resource is less, then pressure becomes greater than resource. Then stress arises. That is the result of stress. And how it is related to the individual. Most of the stress we experience is self-generated. We will think, overthinking, and we will analyze that. And we will have that stress. That is self-generated stress. Most of the stress is like we are think more of that. How we perceive life, whether an event makes us feel threatened or stimulated, encouraged or discouraged, happy or sad, depends to a large extent on how we perceive ourselves. That is it depends on our perception to that situation or to the person. So just think that person loves me a lot. He likes me a lot. He loves you, likes you so much. Then we will be happy. And if you are thinking that the person doesn't like me, he always having some problem, makes us problem to me. If you are thinking like that in your mind, then one by one the problems will come to you. And you will be the same person will make you sad. Same is the situation. And the same situation you can see that happy and sad. Some student got second rank in the class, but he expected first rank, but he didn't get first rank and he got only second rank. So he got sad. In the same situation, some other person got second rank and he didn't expect any rank at all. The same situation, but he is happy. So the same situation, two different persons perceive the things differently. So one makes you happy, another person is sad. So it is not the situation. Same situation. It is not the situation makes you happy or sad. It is our perception. It is not the person you expect makes you happy or sad. It is our perception. What we think in our mind. What is our direction? Is it positive attitude or negative attitude that makes you happy? Learning to manage stress. And effective stress management involves the following. Learning to recognize the signs that you are experiencing stress. That is the first step. Just to feel the experience, you are getting stressed. And what is the feeling in your body? Whether heartbeat changes, whether you feel something else. Recognizing the circumstances that trigger stress reactions in you. So whether you are reacting to the situations, that is very important. Whether you are responding or reacting, that is very important. If you are stressed and you are angry, and you are despair, and you may react, not respond. Just to recognize that. That is the first step. Applying the stress management techniques to help you cope. Many stress management techniques are available. So just I will explore 10 stress management techniques. The first one is the relaxation techniques, meditation, I told, deep breathing and meditation, then visualization activities, different activities which aids our perception in the positive direction. Many techniques, many activities for personality development. Aromatherapy and massage therapy, this will help you relaxation techniques. The second one is exercise, body exercises, aerobic activities, running, swimming, Zumba, aerobic activities. Definitely, when the body is getting relaxed, you can feel that the mind also getting relaxed. And simple actually, if you are just moving your head on the both directions like a pendulum, so you will get some relief on the shoulder places. Some simple techniques are sufficient. And anaerobic activities, walking, stretching, and yoga. So if you are walking at least some 30 minutes daily, that is good for health. Some good chemicals are producing in your body, which makes you in the positive direction. Then stretching and yoga. Definitely body and mind, both are getting relaxed if you are doing yoga. That is all part of art of living. Now, good food, nutrition. Eat a balanced diet and have enough plenty of water. That is sufficient. Have enough plenty of water, so it will cleanse you a lot. Avoid processed food. Reduce caffeine consumption. If you are regularly drinking 5-6 cups of coffee, then the caffeine consumption will be more. So you can think of that, reduce the caffeine consumption, avoid alcohol, take appropriate nutritional supplements. So if your body is balanced, your mind also getting balanced. So you are getting relaxed. Now take sufficient rest, good sleep. 6 to 8 hours of sleep is necessary. If you are getting less sleep, definitely you are getting disturbed. Your mind also getting disturbed. And take a few short breaks throughout the day. Allow your mind to rest periodically. So if you are continuously working, take a short break. Just move little bit here and there, or just hear something funny things, or laugh, smile. So some breaks. Take some breaks. That is also give some relaxation techniques of stress management. Now, goal setting. Break the major projects or tasks down into achievable goals. Take achievable goals. Set milestones for goal achievement if you want to do PhD or some other work. So give that milestones for goal achievement. Track progress towards your goal and reward yourself for the progress. So that is also very important. Sometimes we feel some lazy for rewarding ourselves. But it is not like that. You reward. You have done a good job. Very good. Keep it up. Reward. Congratulate ourselves. So always we will think somebody else has to congratulate us. Give some compliments to us. Don't think like that. You give congratulations to ourselves. No problem. It's a good thing I have done. Very good. I want to do more. So reward yourself for good progress. Now journaling. Some people are doing that journaling. Keeping a journal is a good way to keep stresses from the building up inside yourself. So they will write the things. So it is getting relaxed. Some people are there surrendering, writing and surrendering to their favorites, some god or some person. They will surrender to that. That is also good. And writing down stresses can be a great step towards learning how to manage them effectively. And journaling also provides a way to make it easier to recognize circumstances or patterns that lead to stress reactions. So if you are journaling that, it is easy how you are responding to the stress reactions, stress situations. What are the different situations? In this situation, I am getting stressed always. We can recognize easily. And how I am reacting to that. How I am, whether I can respond to that. So you can find that perception. Now the seventh one is proactive communication. And good communication, that is connect with others, connect with your colleagues, connect with your friends, connect with your neighbors, connect with your family, connect with others. So long back when we used to visit our family friends very frequently. Nowadays we will not go. So start that. Express your feelings to those who are involved in the stressful circumstances in your life. So if you have a lot of work, you share with your colleagues, share with your friends. Express your feeling. You need not hide it. You express your feeling. And good communication will reduce the stress. Discuss the circumstances that are facing with the trusted friends and confidants. With your close friends, trusted friends, you discuss it and get the solution. Don't hesitate to share with their friends the situations. And the eighth one is seek counseling or therapy that normally we will go for. Nowadays, all are going for seeking professional assistance. If you want to strengthen your mind, we'll go for professional assistance. So qualified counselor or qualified mental health professional. So it is a way to release the stress. Now the ninth one is deal with the circumstances. Face the circumstances. Sometimes we'll go for avoiding that circumstances. That is not a good behavior. Avoiding the situation, again, it may come again. The situation may come again. Avoiding behavior is not an effective technique for stress management. Don't avoid it. Just face it. Go through that. Then you will get relaxed. In a group of crowd, somebody is asking you to sing a song. If you don't know how to sing, so you are getting stressed. You don't know what to do. So avoid the situation means again, such a situations will arise. So if you just move at the front and you just tell, and you don't know how to sing, but still I will try, and you sing it. You go through the situations. Ignoring problems or pretending that are fine, and when they are not, only leads to greater stress in your long run. So just think positively. Everything is fine for me. It's a good things are come to us. It is good for my life. Just think that like that. It is not at all a problem, even though I am feeling it's a problem now, but it is good for me. Everything is good. Some belief. Managing stress effectively requires actually dealing with it and working through it, not in avoiding that. working through it. Don't think that it is nature is bringing you only the work that you can do. That is the only thing you can give. You can think of that positively. Everything positively. Think positively. Nature gives you only the things that you can do it. If you cannot do it, will not come to you. Think positively. Just go through that and use some relaxation techniques. And the last one is the time management. That is a main thing we are facing. The lack of time management. Take the time to be organized. Prioritize your to-do list. Urgency work you do first. Learn to delegate. Leave time in yourself in your schedule. You find some time for yourself. Don't be busy all the time. You give some time for yourself. To relax yourself. To see yourself. Learn how to say no to stress-inducing requests that are not essential. Sometimes it is needed. Sometimes you have to know if it is not essential. You have to say no. Study to say no in some situations. So this is the stress management program, and Art of Living there is a happiness program is there. It is unique and powerful program and quickly and effectively reduces the stress. This stress management techniques are applied, and the happiness program make meditation easier and relax deeper and staying calm. Our mind becomes calm, and we will be happy, and we will be peaceful in mind. That is Art of Living happiness program. See, they are very happy. See the children. Always they are happy. They are connecting with others. They are kind to others. They are living in the present moment. That is why they are happy. They are not at all stressed. They are not at all tensed. They are happy. See the children. Be a child in the mind always. Happiness is not in the mere possession of money. It lies in the joy of achievement, in the thrill of creating effort. It is a resolve. It is not in the money. It is a false thinking that it is in the money. It is not in the money. So achieve yourself and find the strength in yourself. That is happiness. Now, very famous, happiness comes more from loving than being loved. We all looking for being loved. We are all looking for being loved. We want to be loved always, but give love. Give love. Feel that belongingness. Then you are getting connected with that. Take the responsibility of your neighbors, your colleagues. Give love, and you can grow in that love. And in love is not an emotion, it is our existence. Need not look for being loved. You give that, you make that, remember in mind that you give that positive perception that you are loved always. So happiness comes from being loved than from loving than being loved. So give love, give more and more love, so we can grow in that love and we can connect with others very easily. We love things to be shared for the loved person. Sometimes to love or to be loved hurt over often, and to love, you love again. And this is the brave and happy life. So writing of a famous writer. Sometimes it will be hurt. Okay. That is the situation at that time. That's okay. Still, you give love. More and more love. So I'm concluding my session. Happiness is a positive sum game. It is a game. Positive sum game. Thousands of candles can be lighted from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. Share the happiness. Share the situations. There is a famous quoting by Buddha. So enjoy the life with happiness. It is a game with a positive attitude in the mind. Be kind. The truest greatness lies in being kind, and the truest wisdom in a happy mind. I'm concluding my session. So be kind to us all. Be connect with all. And it is the truest wisdom comes in the happy mind. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. If any participant have any doubt, you can ask.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am. Thank you
Yeah.
for such a wonderful session and delivering such a nice presentation. It really gives us a lot of things which are very much useful in our daily lives, especially in handling stress management. Madam, basically, I'm Rohit Kanthalia, and I just want to ask you that in my earlier childhood, I used to have so much feelings which I have to connect with my friends and colleagues and my family, but I didn't share those feelings, and that are trying to disturb me in my present life. I am feeling that my feelings are being killed day by day. So that is giving me a lot of problems in doing day-to-day activities, like in work conditions, in my personal day-to-day life also. So I just want to ask you, like, what technique I should use? Like, you already told so much techniques, 10 techniques, and from where to start? From where I should start with?
You can start with, you just recognize that is different steps are available. You can make use of any relaxation technique, so your body and mind will be relaxed. Any relaxation techniques where you can adopt, walking, stretching, yoga, like that, for body relaxation, or for mind relaxation, meditation you can make use of. So breathing techniques you can make use of, so that mind and body getting relaxed. Then definitely, along with that, you have to connect with others. That is very important. Connect with all people. So then with the if body and mind is getting relaxed, you will get a positive attitude in the mind. So it is easier for you to connect with others and deal with the different situations. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning.
Ma'am, any difference between meditation and pranayama, ma'am?
Yeah, meditation means simply doing nothing in the for body and mind, and we are keeping quite calm, and we are doing nothing for bodily or mindly. So that is meditation. So even we are not at all planning that time, and we are not focusing anything. So that is meditation. We are all totally in the present moment in that meditation. And in the yoga means we are doing some asanas and exercise for the body, for the well-being of the body. So along with that, if you can keep the mind will be in the present state, but we are doing something for the body. There is some differences there.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Ma'am, could you demonstrate any breathing related exercise?
Yeah, I can do it. Okay, no problem. So I will teach you one simple pranayama, alternate breathing technique, alternate nostril breathing technique. So alternate nostril breathing technique means you will take inhaling, then with the left, and then with the right, then again inhaling with the right, and then with the left, like that. So for that, what we have to do is we'll close the right one, then inhaling with the left one, then close both, then exhaust with the right one. Again, we will inhale with the right one, close both, then again relax with the left one. So at a time we are using only one side. At a time we are using only one side. So with the left side, if you are inhaling, then close that, then outside, then exhaling with the right side. Then again with the right side we are inhaling, close that, then exhaling with the right side. That you can do. That is very easy, and very easily your mind is getting relaxed. That is alternate nostril breathing techniques. Alternate nostril. That is very, very easy, and it is very powerful also. Even though it is easy, it is very, very powerful. Alternate nostril is very, very, very powerful, and your mind is getting relaxed very easily. So any situations you can do that. Close both, exhaling with the right. Again, inhaling with the right, close both, exhaling with the right. So initially, if you haven't do any pranayama, you can start with like this. Okay.
Madam,
Okay,
how
thank
many
you,
times
ma'am.
we need to do that?
Excuse me, pardon?
How many times we need to do that?
Yeah, you can do some 9 or 10 times. Actually, inhaling with the left, exhaling with the right, again inhaling with the right and exhaling with the right. That is one turn. So one round, like that you can do some 9 or 10 times. So that you can do so 3 times a day, 4 times a day, no problem. It is very good for health. Your mind is getting relaxed very easily. In a tense situation, if you are doing like this mind is getting relaxed very easily.
Thank you, ma'am. I think let us wind up today's section.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, ma'am, for accepting our invitation and delivering such an inspiring session. I hope that all the participants get benefited by the session. And I feel that after attending this session, our happiness level is also improved. Once again, I would like to thank Subhadra ma'am for that. I would also like to express my sincere gratitude to all the participants for your cooperation. Hope you all had an enthusiastic session. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all. And thank you, Deepak, for inviting me for the session and for presenting the Art of Living and Happiness session for in front of you. And all of you have cooperated with me, and I am thankful to all. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.